category too. That because you're so tuned in to what other people are feeling and what they need. Did you grow up in a home where your needs were not the first?
A middle child with 2 siblings.
Microphone, I guess. Sorry, Patrice.
A middle child with 2 siblings who were both a real handful. So I was always the one, and still am the one, to make things right.
Yeah, see why the autobiography is important? See, before I ever even meet with a person, I ask them to send to me the 6 basic fears, which fear troubles them the most. See, and for that, usually it's the fear of criticism, that if you ask for your needs, somebody's going to jump all over you. Who do you think you are? So it's the fear of being selfish, the fear of being selfish. If you ask for your needs, see, and especially if you grew up in a family, and let's just throw in, not necessarily in your family, say you had a parent or 2 who are narcissists. You know, who just forget it, that your needs are, you were born to make me happy. Okay, that family script is called, I can't be happy if they're not happy. So you can understand if you have this going on in your personality, I can't be happy if they're not happy, which of course is not true, but you know, if you assume that, your needs are never going to get met, so you're going to be drained, you're going to be the one giving. And you can go along in life and it looks like you've got everything handled, except deep down you're mad and angry. And see, what I pick up in you is that there needs to be a development of much more masculine side of your personality, where the feminine part of you is all fully developed. She's just full blown. But you got a male back there that's got a real rusty sword. And you need to get that cleaned up and sharpened, because there is no protection for you from people coming in and getting what they want from you. There's no screen for them, you know. So I would recommend you take martial arts or Tai Chi or somewhere you would be coming to the front and getting really comfortable with that kind of energy, which is going to balance what's going on right now, which is people taking more and you're not able to establish your needs. Because if you have the energy where don't mess with me, right? See, that automatically clues into people when they've taken too much from you. It's okay, you can keep on being giving. But based on your background and what you tell me, I think that it's just so ingrained in you to tune into what other people need, as you said, that you don't know what yours are.
And what I don't want to do is I don't want to become bitter.
Well, you already are.
I am?
Yeah. But that's not conscious. But I can feel it in you. There's a bitterness there. But that can be corrected, so don't worry about it.
Okay.
You're okay. You know, you're not a bad person because you're bitter. That's just an honest feeling. And bitterness is an honest feeling. You know, we're bitter when we don't get our needs met. Haven't you noticed? Bitter's good. Just say, I'm bitter. Let me hear you say that. I'm bitter.
I am bitter.
Well, welcome to the human race.
And it's okay.
And it's all right. Okay, see, that's step 1 of solving any problem. In the new book, the midlife book, I put this in there, a whole chapter on it, the 3 stages of change. The first stage is admitting that what you're doing is not working. Okay, you've not been admitting that you're bitter. Today, you moved into stage 1. You've admitted you're bitter. The second is doing something about getting the needs met so that you're not bitter. Now, that's the toughest stage, the middle stage, because you're changing your whole idea and your whole approach to life. And that's why I suggested Tai Chi or something physical for you. You already talk, you know, listen. You need to do something physical. Like even take up fencing. You know what I mean? Something that's going to get you charging forward and, you know, like that. And then what happens is that it plants in the mind the concept that I'm talking about. And you see the value in it. Being able to not only defend yourself, but to go on the attack occasionally. Not attack in a mean way or anything. Like my clients will tell me, how come my therapist didn't tell me what you're telling me? I said, well, I don't know, you know, because I have a very strong male side of me, but I also have a strong feminine side. But basically, I've got really good boundaries. And so my client hears that, you know, I'm not passive. I'm listening, you know, I'm listening, but I don't have 5 years to sit around listening to you talk about your mother. I mean, my goal is to get you rich and happy. rich in whatever that means to you. So I would just say for you to develop that side of you is going to be a heck of a lot of fun, and then you're not going to be bitter anymore. Now, aren't you glad you came?
Oh, I'm so glad.
Okay. Next. Yes. Patrice? Yes, that was very brave of you to be so honest. But this is an honest group, right?
Hi, my name is Rami, and I'm happiest when I'm dancing.
And do you do a lot of moving in your work?
No.
Have you ever thought about sales? No, you
I
haven't.
do that in my work.
Do you?
Yes.
How do you do that?
Never directly.
Okay, that's not sales. I would like to see you think about the idea of a territory that you were totally responsible for, and you had to travel to get to your customers. You'd be moving around all the time. I'm not saying you
I've
should
done that. I do that. I'm a consultant, so I move all around.
You do move. Do you notice that when you're moving, you're feeling the most creative? Are you an extrovert or an introvert?
I'm right on the borderline.
Well, pick.
Introvert. Introvert.
Introvert. This is the career problem, that you're not absolutely certain. See, this stage of life, you got to know which you are.
Introvert.
See? See? That's your authentic self finally came out and talked to me. You've been hiding that part of you. Why? Behind this extrovert stuff. Is that because most of the population in the world is extrovert?
Yes.
Well, why do you think the world needs introverts?
Oh, myriad of reasons.
Well, the first one that occurs to me, who's going to come up with anything original?
Yes.
Did you ever meet it? I mean, I know there's extroverts here, so don't think I'm running you down. You're here to put into motion what introverts come up with. Because introverts don't have the energy to put on conferences like this, for example. I mean, if you want to torture me, you would ask me to have Katrina's job, but God bless her. You know, because I can't handle that much stimulation. So if you're an introvert and you like to dance, you're feeling most creative when you're dancing, you do that alone, right? Do you have a partner? You didn't mention a partner.
Oh, I have a husband. I'm going to have a husband by the end of the month.
Well, all I can say is how fortuitous is that? Is he an introvert?
Yes, he's an introvert.
Thank God. I was about to say there's no hope for you. But, all right. So let's get back to you and getting your needs met, because I have a feeling they're not completely met.
They're not.
Okay. So you have not been letting the introvert part of you lead the way in decision making.
That's correct.
Okay. Now, what you got to do is tell the extrovert to go on vacation.
Okay.
You know, go to Tahiti or someplace, and you'll get back to her. Okay. Meanwhile, the introverted part of you has got to have the solitude that it needs in order to get the direction going where you really are designed to go. So you're not designed to do what it is you're doing. It's too stimulating. You're overwhelmed. The part of you that's authentic, I mean. See, because as I said, what happened when you were 39 that you didn't do this? Did you just ignore it? Wasn't there a lot of rumbling around about your introvert at that period?
Yes, there was. I was getting divorced.
Well, that usually should do it, but probably not. I think it just, you know what I mean? Divorce is just so complicated. But it's like now is the time when you're going to be able to pull this off. So look at it that way. Before,
Okay.
even if you'd have tried it, that extrovert would have overruled you because you're so sensitive to what they think, you know, the majority of the population. And an introvert that gets in a room full of extroverts just kind of goes like, oh my God, there's something wrong with me. I have a client who is a star in technology and in this company, and he just came to me, and I thought, why is he coming to me? This guy's great. He's got no problems. And what it was, he didn't know that he was an introvert, and all the marketing and the sales guys were overruling him. He was the engineer who knew how everything worked, wanting to take things to the market that he knew that really weren't approved because they wanted, get the money and get the accolades. And he couldn't overrule the extroverts because he thought they knew more than he did. Well, no accident that he grew up with a very extroverted brother who got all the attention from the parents. Right? See? And the father was very extroverted. So that's really what's going on with you, is that you need to let the introvert will come up with something original that's unique just to you. That doesn't mean you can't use all of the activities you've done before, but somehow or another, this is the time in life when you need to focus like a laser. And you've got to learn to say no and mean it. Because if you don't, you're going to keep saying yes, and then you're never going to have time, and then you're going to be bitter.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Next? Yes. Patrice? And next is going to be a man.
After me.
After you. Your first name?
My name's Kathy.
Kathy.
And what I said when I'm most happy is when I'm writing, and I feel when I get into a flow. And the other time I'm most happy is when I'm engaging one-on-one